Hey everybody, welcome into the Digital Weather Desk powered by Century Next Bank. What's next for you? Visit cnext.bank for more. Quite the warm summer we're having this February. As you take a look at high temperatures across the area. These are unofficial for the day. I'm still checking with our friends with the National Weather Service to see if Monroe tied a record high today. I believe 82 is the record high, and we hit 82 at one point, but I don't know if we hit it long enough for it to be considered our actual air temperature for the day. There are rules in that regard. 81, the unofficial high in El Dorado, hit 84 in Camden. In fact, I believe they're still there. Nope, they're down to 82 now. 81 in El Dorado, 80 in Monroe, same across much of the region. We knew that upper 70s were a possibility. In fact, we had low 80s forecast through much of the week, and then I brought them back into the upper 70s thinking the cloud cover would keep us out of the 80s, and then we saw quite a bit of sunshine through the afternoon. It's quite breezy at times as well. A look at temperature changes over the last 24 hours. Again, most of us trending a good 5 to 10. It was warm yesterday. We're a good 5 to 10 degrees warmer today. And we will probably stay at least mild into the day tomorrow, but we will work a cold front through the region tonight. And then we get a final nudge of that front as we go through the rest of the weekend. Winds are quite breezy out of the southwest. A sustained wind at 31 miles an hour at the Greenville airport in the last hour. Most of us have generally seen sustained winds in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range, but noticeably breezy. Again, a check of those gusts, a 41 mile an hour wind gust at the Greenville airport. Let me check on that one real quick. Sometimes you see one of those and you're like, is that legit? So let me just check. That is legit. Sustained 31, gust to 41 at the Mid-Delta Regional Airport. So there you have it. Quite the breezy afternoon. Again, for a lot of these areas in northeastern Louisiana and in northern Louisiana, western Mississippi, we still have a lot of tree debris, a lot of vegetation and hangers and leaners. We've all learned the tree terminology in terms of just stuff that's left in the air, and obviously that's still a concern in a lot of spots. A check of the drought monitor. It was updated this morning, updated once a week. Again, extreme drought conditions in our southern parishes and counties, and severe drought conditions for a good chunk of the area. There are parts of the Mississippi Valley and the I-24 corridor that are faring better than others. We'll stay breezy through at least the early part of the night, and as we work that weak cold front through the region, eventually temperatures in most spots should fall at least into the 50s. I think we'll hold on to the low 60s in the southern parishes, and we could even slip into the 40s across portions of southern Arkansas. Again, that's through the overnight hours. Infrared satellite shows, again, while we did see some sunshine, the clouds were still pretty pesky and lingered through the course of the day. Your radar made possible by Brown's Roofing shows a pretty active severe weather scenario unfolding across portions of the Ohio Valley, an enhanced risk day for portions of Kentucky and Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, and those storms continuing to unfold in a lot of those areas. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I guess I could show you. As you see the storms in eastern Illinois, you can see a confirmed tornado, radar-confirmed tornado on the ground in eastern Oklahoma, and numerous thunderstorms continuing to unfold, again, across much of the Ohio Valley. Back here at home, Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports. I-20 frontage road in Monroe shows the same boundary, the same cold front that's bringing the severe weather to our north and east is going to still be possible, be the responsibility or the driving force, the culprit that could maybe spur some isolated showers, not only tonight, but through the day tomorrow. We haven't seen rain yet, and I'm becoming more and more pessimistic that we will actually see much. But there will also be the opportunity as we work a cold front through the area early Saturday morning, the final front, if you will, in this entire slew of weak boundaries that have passed through the region. There will be the outside opportunity for us to maybe see a rogue storm across the Mississippi Valley early Saturday morning. Again, I don't expect it to be a prolonged issue in our area, but we'll get to a severe weather outlook in just a minute, and I don't want folks seeing that and going, what? What is this? How'd this sneak in here? Yeah, it is an outside chance that we could see a hail-producing storm or two early Saturday morning. Colder air continues to sink in through much of next week. We've talked about the upper level pattern for the last few days. You can see the upper disturbance and the stronger winds aloft that are driving the severe weather across the Ohio Valley. We push that final cold front through the area on Saturday, as mentioned, and it really alters our upper level pattern, becoming more northwesterly, continuing to filter some cooler, drier air into the region, not necessarily dramatically colder, at least for us. As you move farther eastward, those folks see a bigger punch of colder air, but for us, it's just cooler air. We will drop back to or maybe even below the freezing mark in many spots, especially by Tuesday morning. Then the pattern starts to flatten out a little bit. We start to work some weaker disturbances back into the pattern the middle parts of next week. The kicker with that is we don't really have a lot of return flow of moisture, so there's really not a lot of water in the air to generate any clouds or rainfall. So most of next week still looks fairly dry, although we could wiggle a cold front in next Wednesday. Look at the severe weather threat, and of course your severe weather outlooks and alerts are made possible by Allegiance Health Network, providing high-quality patient-centered care through a clinically integrated network of healthcare professionals. This is that severe weather threat I was talking about, a marginal risk level 1 out of 5 categories. Main concern is, actually the only concern, is for maybe a rogue storm to develop along that advancing front, and they would be elevated. So really the main concern and the only concern would be potential for maybe some marginally severe hail. That's not tonight. That's tomorrow night going into Saturday morning. And I know the severe threat says tomorrow. Remember, those outlooks are issued from sunrise to sunrise for a full 24 hours. And so this outlook technically includes the very early morning hours of Saturday. And that's when we expect a very brief window of opportunity for a rogue storm along the Mississippi Valley. That's about it. As we go into the early parts of next week, again, cooler temperatures will continue to filter in through the end part of the weekend, and it really helps us, it really pushes temperatures back into the 30s overnight into Monday morning. A lot of us could be back near the freezing mark by that point, but not all of us will drop below freezing. And then we continue to bring some cooler air in as high pressure settles in at the surface. We only get into the low to mid 50s for highs on Monday, and then Tuesday morning most of us are back to or below freezing. As I mentioned during the midday stream, not necessarily spending an exorbitant amount of time below freezing, but spending time below freezing nonetheless. And it is something that we should all plan accordingly for, again, especially if you're a planter or you have pets and plants that need to be moved inside or and all those types of things. Look for next Monday and Tuesday morning. Even if I don't have you forecast to drop below freezing on Monday, keep an eye on the temperatures anyway, and we should see a pretty quick rebound through much of next week. Highs will be back in the 70s by the middle parts of next week. May, Sherry, thank you so much for joining in this evening. Joining you a smidge early this evening. Going to go pick up the little pipsqueak, and then Mom comes back in town tonight, so I know she'll be happy to see her, and we'll get to have some family time. Mid-50s for lows tonight. Clouds continue. Again, a stray shower can't be completely ruled out. I think the best rain chances will be in the southern parishes and counties. Daytime highs tomorrow back near 70, but it'll be a wide array of temperatures. Forecast high in El Dorado tomorrow is 68. In Natchez tomorrow, 75. So again, depending on location, cooler to the northwest, warmer to the southeast. Slight chance of rain through the course of the day, so don't be surprised if you do see a brief shower here or there. And then we trend cooler for Sunday and Monday. 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. Shows the small rain chances this weekend, and then the cooler air arriving this weekend and into early next week. And that, again, is capped by morning lows near or below freezing by Tuesday morning. Another weak cold front will move back into the region Wednesday, but temperatures back in the 70s by then. George Ann says, as long as you don't say ice storm anytime soon. I will say it like this. We're not going to get an ice storm this week. It's just not going to happen. In fact, a lot of folks are asking, have we seen our last big cold front? I can't say it with a lot of certainty, and I don't like getting into the long-term game, trying to talk about what do you see, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, what do you see a month away? We can get burned really, really easily by trying to make a lot of bold projections in the long term. I do think that the worst of winter is clearly behind us. And when you deal with the ice storm that we saw in late January, it's pretty easy to say that with at least some conviction. But in terms of dropping back below freezing for extended periods of time or seeing another big punch of cold air, it's not out of the realm of possibilities for that to happen early March. It just seems very, very unlikely. Just the overall pattern that we've been pointed toward and what it looks like we're dealing with over the next 7 to 10 days, 14 days, it just, again, big shots of cold air just don't appear headed our direction. There's still cold air to be had in the United States. I don't want you to think that everybody's just seeing the spring-like temperatures. It's quite chilly along the East Coast. But for us, it's spring-like. Or as I said at the beginning, quite the warm summer we're having in this February. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the Digital Weather Desk app, available for Apple and Android users. Fish and game set to go out 8 p.m. tonight, made possible by First South Farm Credit. Again, if you don't fish, you don't hunt, whatever, it is still a great little kind of forecast refresh as we go into the evening and prepare for your Friday. Reminder, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, is a digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. It is made possible 100% free to you by those local businesses that you see there on your screen. Again, I cannot stress enough that this is not possible without those businesses making it possible. And we appreciate every single one of them, and I hope that you appreciate them as well. I'll check in with you first thing tomorrow morning as we wrap up this work week. Karen, hello, good evening. I did have caffeine early this morning, so it's just been a wild day for me. We've had a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline here at the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm not prepared to share it with you yet, but we got cool stuff. It's not just going to be this. We don't stop here. We're not even 6 months in. We've barely scratched the surface, folks. We've got cool stuff headed our way, and it's not just cool stuff. It's stuff that you can benefit from. It's stuff that will serve this community and will help us all be better informed. And I think you're going to really enjoy it. And as I get more details, and as I know more, and as I can share more, I will share more. But boy, we've got some exciting stuff. It is exciting times here at the Digital Weather Desk. And it's because of people like you. Thanks so much for stopping in. Have a great rest of your Thursday, not Friday. Felt like Friday all day. It's not. It's Thursday. I'll check in with you first thing in the morning. And thanks so much for always stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank.
The next great resource for local weather is now available.
DigitalWeatherDesk.com is your source for up-to-the-minute local weather. Add DigitalWeatherDesk.com to your favorites, download our app, and follow me on social media. The Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank.